Fox Sports.
We are the North. We are the West.
For the last 50 days, the Texas Rangers have occupied at least a share of first place in the AL West. While there are 3 months left in the season, and the standings don't mean much right now, Ron Washington's crew knows that this season's AL West race might be close all the way to the end, and now is the time to start playing their best ball. Tonight, the Rangers look to stay atop the division as they take on the Orioles, next on Fox Sports Southwest. Complete performances of the year last night in a 13-4 win, 10 extra base hits, error-free defense, strong starting pitching by Colby Lewis tonight. Game 2 of the final series of the year between the Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. And welcome, Dave Barnett along with Tom Green. Lots of offensive fireworks last night on the 4th of July, and just a typical 3-hit near cycle performance by Michael Young.
Yeah, Dave, as you know, as everybody knows, DHing would not be Michael Young's first choice. He would rather be in the field. But ever since he got to spring training, he's embraced the role, he's made the best out of it, and he's probably been the Rangers' most consistent offensive player all season long. Last night he had another multi-hit game. He drove the ball like he always does to right center field. He goes the other way for a base hit. This is what he's been doing pretty much from opening day of the season. He's been in the top 10 all season long. It's been an outstanding year for Michael. And Ron Washington has done an excellent job of getting him into the field at second base, at first base, tonight at third base. And it's just been a good, solid season for Michael.
All over the American League offensive categories, and you saw the triple. Ron Washington had that on his card as a double. He says that's why he didn't give Michael a chance at the homer to complete the cycle. Michael, of course, said no problem, more important for Mike Napoli to get an at-bat, and he doubled. And Mike Napoli's in the starting lineup tonight. Behind Matt Harrison, Mitch Atkins will make his 2011 Major League debut for the Orioles. We'll come back to the ballpark for the lineups and the first pitch. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99. By the Texas Department of Transportation. Enter to win a fuel-saving Ford Fusion Hybrid. It's easy at drivecleanacrosstexas.org. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Right at or near 100 degrees for Game 2 of this 3-game series. And let's welcome down right in the middle of it, Emily Jones.
To the Mike Napoli pinch hit last night for Michael Young. He was just a home run away from the cycle when Ron Washington took him out of the lineup. Wash admitted that he had scored Michael's triple, a double on his scorecard, so he wasn't even aware that Michael Young was in line for a cycle should he hit a home run. However, he said he doesn't really think he would do much different in hindsight.
I would have talked to him about it and asked him if I can get Napoli the at-bat. And knowing the class guy that Michael is, he would have probably said, that don't matter to me, Skip. And he'd let Napoli have the bat, which he did last night. So I just had on my card 2 doubles, and for some reason I didn't put an extra line to make it look like a triple.
So Ron Washington with the error, so to speak, on the manager's part, but Geico quote of the game tonight finds a very honest manager in Ron Washington. And Michael Young says, look, it's not like I could just snap my fingers and hit a home run. It's not like it was guaranteed anyway. And if there's one guy you don't have to worry about stuff like that with, it's definitely Michael Young. So Wash owning up to his mistake tonight and having a little fun with it as well, guys.
Yes, well said. And Tom, I'm sure you agree. I mean, I can't imagine Michael Young making any kind of stand about any kind of stat.
No, that's why when it happened last night, we didn't make a big deal out of it, because whatever the reason was, we knew that Michael would not care one way or the other. He's all for the team, and I'm not surprised at all to hear Wash say that he would rather have seen Napoli get a needed at bat in last night's game. So it really was a non-issue, but it was still refreshing to hear Wash confess that he had it down as a double and not a triple.
Well, one win away from clinching the season series over Buck Showalter's Orioles. And Buck's starting lineup tonight is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Again, J.J. Hardy leading off. Nick Markakis hitless last night. That hasn't happened much lately. Adam Jones, Vlad Guerrero back at DH. Mark Reynolds, 2 more home runs last night. Matt Wieters, the all-star at catcher. Derek Lee, Nolan Reimold again in left field for the injured Luke Scott. And Robert Andino will get the start at second base and bat ninth against Matt Harrison, trying to even his record at 7-7.
Well, he's had 15 starts, and overall it's been a solid season for Matt. A real good ERA of 3.30, less hits than innings pitched. Against Baltimore, April 9th, retired the final 18 batters that he faced. 18 double plays induced. That's tied for the most in the major leagues.
C.J. Wilson part of that tie, as well as Joel Pinheiro. So here is Hardy. And the first pitch down the middle. 102 degrees. Ooh, that's a new high for a first pitch this year. Hit well to left field. Hamilton shading out in the sun field. Looks up, and it is in the Oriole bullpen. And J.J. Hardy has homered on consecutive at-bats. He went deep in the 7th inning last night. There is number 13, and the Orioles get off to the early 1-0 lead. He has been amazingly consistent.
Well, there's, all you have to do is look at the glove, and you see why that resulted in a home run. Glove is on the outside corner. The pitch is right down the middle of the plate. Now, not always when you miss your target is that going to happen. In fact, very rarely does it happen. Pitchers don't hit the target every time the target is put down. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't lose a game.
Nick Markakis sends one in front of Hamilton again, fighting the sun out there.
Yeah, he never saw that ball. That's the exact ball that goes into the sun. The sun is very low, just barely over the top of the stadium. If the ball goes up high, you don't have a problem. But on that line drive, it's right in the middle of the sun. And I don't think there's any way Josh saw much of that ball. Without the sun, he might have made a diving catch and made that play.
He's the only fielder who's got to deal with it at this point. Chavez could go left or right and get into some open sunshine, but at the moment it's only Josh out there.
Yeah, and Endy, when he'll be in the sun, but he won't be looking at the sun.
Well, 3 pitches, 3 successive base hits as Adam Jones breaks his bat and still gets it out there to left field. Matt Harrison has thrown 4 pitches. The second went 401 feet. And the third and the fourth have ended up in left field.
And neither one of them was hit very good. Markakis just slapped a little soft line drive to left field, and that's a smashed bat blooper to left field. Now, we mentioned that Matt has induced a lot of double play grounders, and that's what he should be concentrating on right now. He's got a great guy to turn a double play against. He hits a lot of ground balls. So make a good pitch, turn a double play, and get right back in the swing of things.
Here is Vlad Guerrero. Only one chance to put a ball in play last night, and he flied to right in the 8th against Darren O'Day. Before that, he was hit by a pitch. Scored on the first Mark Reynolds homer in the second, and then walked his second and third times up. Those walks were only the 10th and 11th of the year for Vlad. And he has only missed 5 games. So now that he's back in American League parks, in there is the regular DH, and he takes a strike. At the NL parks, could only get in as a pinch hitter. Buck Showalter deciding not to try him in right field. After last year, still a .345 hitter here. Only Maglio Ordonez has a higher average at the ballpark at .377. And Vlad with 6 home runs, 1 in his last 121 plate appearances. Going back to May 22nd, he is seeing very few strikes. Hardly any last night. But he's also, at least last night, Tom didn't chase.
Well, no, he didn't chase because the pitches were so far out of the strike zone. You've got to make it close enough to where he can reach it. And the pitches last night were so far away from the strike zone that even Vladimir couldn't reach it, just like that last pitch. That last pitch really, it doesn't serve much of a purpose because it's so far it doesn't even tempt him into swing. Now, there's a good pitch, and that's how pitchers like to pitch him. Bust him in with a good fastball because he doesn't get to it quite as quickly as he used to, and he'll swing at it when it's out of the strike zone. That was actually a strike, but you can bring it in 3 or 4 more inches and hit him right off the handle with it.
Where do you think he's looking here?
I don't think you can go wrong if you bust him in. Wherever you're looking, it's not the middle of the plate. And he did. He busted him in. He got jammed and shot it about as far right as you can shoot one. I just don't think he can handle that pitch. If you can consistently make that pitch, it's going to be very difficult for him to drive the ball. He might get a blooper off the handle of the bat, but he's not going to be able to do much with it. If you can throw a good changeup and make it 3 or 4 inches off the plate, down and away, can't go wrong with that either.
Off the fists and gloved by Kinsler, who will get the first out of the game. But a productive out because he moves Markakis to third and Jones to second.
That was another good pitch. Matt just busted him in, and I think if he can do that consistently, there's not much more that he's going to do with it. You see him bring his hands in right off the handle of the bat, but unfortunately Ian had to go to his left and had no chance to turn a double play.
So here is a very dangerous early situation. Mark Reynolds, who has homered in 3 straight games. All 5 hits on this road trip are homers. 7 of his last 8 base hits have left the park. 2 last night. 2-run shot his first time up. Solo shot with 2 outs in the 8th.
They have first base open, and you're not going to walk them intentionally, but you can afford to pitch carefully, knowing that if you throw it near the middle of the plate, the way he's swinging the bat right now, he can put a charge in it.
But he's also, as usual, way up in strikeouts, 86, including 2 last night. Home run total up to 20 for the year. And a wave at that breaking ball. For league leaders. Since June 1st, it is Mark Reynolds with 13, 2 more than his teammate Hardy, 3 more than Nelson Cruz and Paul Konerko. That is as of the Hardy home run in the first. By the way, his 3rd leadoff home run this year. So the 2-1 pitch, and that almost hit him. At 3-1 now, do you even mess with trying to get another strike?
I wouldn't throw him a fastball. I would throw him another changeup. He threw him a good changeup 2-0 and he was way out in front of it. I would lean toward another changeup. I'd try to keep it down and away. And it wouldn't bother me that much if he didn't swing at it and I walked him. And there's that changeup down and away.
And he did swing at it.
I'd throw him another one right here too. He's missed it twice. Looking fastball all the way. That one was such a good changeup. It was right down the center of the plate. Prefer it to be the lower part of the strike zone on the outside corner, but I don't think you can go wrong if you throw it to him again.
Got him looking on a fastball. Caught him by surprise, evidently. There's a big second out.
Yeah, and the key to that strikeout was where he threw it. Pitch to Hardy caught the middle of the plate. This one catches the outside corner. That's exactly what he was trying to do. Made him aware of the changeup twice and then hit his spot. And you just see a huge difference just by watching this inning when you hit your spot and when you don't. When you hit your spot, you have a great chance, and that was a strikeout. When you miss your spot, you give the hitter a great chance, and J.J. Hardy took advantage of that opportunity. But if Matt can pitch out of this jam, 1st and 2nd, nobody out, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, by getting Wieters right here, you get out of the inning with 1 run, and you'll take that.
Wieters a base hit last night after being named to the All-Star team. First Oriole catcher to make it since Mickey Tettleton wanted to have some years with the Rangers, 1989. He leads the majors with runners in scoring position at 418, or leads the American League at 418. 1 ball and 1 strike. Only Joey Votto better at 425 for the Reds. 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He hits 357. Derek Lee on deck. And that ends up in the club section. It's 1-2. Wieters also best of the majors, gunning down 23 would-be base stealers. 4th best fielding percentage. He is the only starting catcher who's a regular still not to have been charged with a single pass ball. Harrison a strike away. And this would be some escape job too after the leadoff homer at his 2nd pitch by Harding. Next 2 pitches singles by Markakis and Jones. They were both in scoring position with 1 out. And to limit this to just 1 run, that's a pretty terrific escape job by Harrison. 1 strike away. And there it is. So not backing down even with first base open. He strikes out Reynolds looking, and Wieters swinging at Ian Kinsler and the Rangers coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning, and Ron Washington's starting lineup tonight, as brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Kinsler, Andrews, Hamilton, Beltre, Young, Cruz. First new face in a while, Mike Napoli getting his first start off the DL at first base. Torrey Alba again behind the plate. Andy Chavez, after a big night last night, back in center field against Mitch Atkins, making his 2011 Major League debut.
Well, he pitched pretty well at AAA Norfolk. He had 8 starts there, a 3.11 ERA. 7 career games in the big leagues were with the Cubs. He has a low 90s fastball, a curve, a cutter, and a changeup. He was hurt in spring training. He went to big league camp with the Orioles, but he was hurt. He hurt his oblique muscle, and so he had to start all over again in the minor leagues. He's pitched at A-ball, AA, and had 8 starts at AAA, and now he's ready for a big league opportunity.
And he misses low to Ian Kinsler. 2 hits, including a double. Stole a base, and it was his 18th straight without being caught, a new career best streak. Also, his 125th career steal that tied it with Dave Nelson, 4th on the all-time Ranger list. 3 balls and no strikes from Atkins. Mitch, 25. He's 6'3", 230. Out of Browns Summit, North Carolina. 7th round pick by the Cubs in 04. Out of Northeast Guilford High School in McLeansville, North Carolina. He was the Cubs minor league pitcher of the year in 2008. And Kinsler watches the count fill up.
I'm going to make him throw 3 straight strikes. That's a sign of a good leadoff hitter. Confidence to hit with 2 strikes, and the desire to get on base and make the pitcher throw him strikes.
Nice stop by Reynolds. Throws from the knee, but Derek Lee can't dig it out, and Kinsler is safe at first. Mark Reynolds, who leads the Western Hemisphere in errors at third base, with a nice stop here.
Yeah, he shows some pretty good range to his left. Catches it with a slide. He has time to make the play, but it's a difficult throw as he's rolling to his left on his knees. The ball bounces, and Derek Lee can't pick it. It'll go as an infield hit for Ian Kinsler.
So immediately, Kinsler on base for Andrews, and Atkins bounces that throw. Boy, Derek Lee's had a busy first batter at first base. Elvis, as we look one more time at the pickoff attempt, such as it was.
That was a much, well, not much, but that was as difficult, or maybe more difficult, than the throw from Reynolds. That ball easily could have ended up down the right field line. That was a beautiful play by Derek Lee.
Andrews 0 for 5 last night, 2 strikeouts. He was the only hitless Ranger starter. And currently in an 0 for 12. Next in Ian Seitz, Odemy McDowell, 4 more steals. He will tie for 3rd on the all-time Ranger list. And Elvis showing bunt. Elvis's last hit, an 8th inning single Friday against the Marlins. But for the most part, still managing to get on base. 4 walks in his last 5 games. 4 runs in his last 4 games. There goes Kinsler, and it is fouled off. A ball and a strike. So you got an excellent hot base stealer against the best catcher in the major leagues to this point in the season in throwing out base stealers.
Well, Wieters was in college. In addition to being the #1 catcher in the country, he's also a very good closer. Occasionally he'd come in and close out ball games with a mid-90s fastball. And you know he's got a good arm.
Oh, and that bends Elvis way back.
Off-speed pitch.
Started inside, tailed right up under his chin. 2-1. Atkins through 3 levels of the Orioles system, recovering from a strained oblique. Did not have much command his last couple of AAA starts. And on the hit and run, it is lined to Markakis in right field. Great arm. Kinsler is able to get back. As the throw bounces off Lee, finally to Atkins backing up the play.
A hard hit ball by Elvis. Going the other way with a line drive while Kinsler was running. That would have been a first and third situation. The ball went off Lee's glove, went off Atkins' glove. But Wieters was also there to back it up. Nowhere else for him to do.
So 1 out for Josh Hamilton. Josh with a hit, drove in a run with a sac fly last night. And almost an overshift on the first pitch. Shortstop Hardy, well, was a little bit on the left side of second base. Took a couple of steps directly behind the bag. Now again just to the left of it. The third baseman Reynolds basically playing shortstop. So maybe a modified overshift, and he grounds it to Andino. Gets the out only at second base. So 2 outs. Hamilton reaches on the fielder's choice, and Adrian Beltre will be the batter.
Oh, the shift paid off right there. That generally is an area where a ground ball goes into right field.
Buck Showalter is nothing if not up on his scouting reports. Probably processes as much information as anybody in his job. So here's Beltre trying to keep his bat hot. 2 for 5 last night, a 2-run home run. Second straight game to go deep. And over his last 4 games, 9 for 16 with 7 runs batted in. That .273 average, the highest it has been all year for Adrian. One ball and 1 strike. If he reaches, Michael Young will be next. Rangers by 9 last night. They've had 2 of their 5 biggest margins of victory this year, both against Baltimore, including the 13-1 win at Camden Yards on April 9th. 2 balls and a strike. 15 pitches now from Atkins, and 8 have missed the strike zone. Kinsler reached on a full count infield hit. Andrews lining to right. Hamilton staying out of the double play. And now Atkins a strike away from ending this first. He's trying to go deep for the 3rd straight game there. And pops this one up on the right side of the infield. This will be Andino right on the edge of the grass. And that'll do it for the Rangers' first inning. No runs a hit. 1 man left. 1-0 Baltimore. Welcome, Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Ranger fans out in full force, looking for 2-0 over those, right? There we go. They're pumped up, ready to go. Community Corner tonight, we're talking about the Texas Rangers silent auction with gift baskets. This is a pretty cool event. Before July 22nd, a silent auction will take place. All the proceeds will go to benefit a local charity. There'll be a nice bunch of gifts like autographed baseballs, autographed jerseys, and a lot of other cool things. So for more information, call the number on your screen. July 22nd is the big event. Dave?
All right, Jim, thanks. Here's Derek Lee. He'll be followed by Nolan Reimold and Robert Andino, 7, 8, 9 hitters in the second inning. Lee last night 0 for 4. Ground ball high, chop right at about chin level for Elvis Andrus, but he handles it. And Matt Harrison has retired 4 straight after the first 3 Orioles reached.
No problem for Elvis. Yeah, after the home run ball, he's made good pitches. Markakis and Jones had singles, but neither one of them was hit very hard. In fact, the one to Jones was a good fastball in that snapped his bat in half.
Strike one to Reimold, also 0 for 4 last night. Orioles placing Luke Scott on the DL. Yesterday, torn labrum at his shoulder. He has been fighting the idea of surgery. But Tom, there's got to be, you would think someone explained to him that if he doesn't undergo surgery, then what does he have in terms of his value at the end of this year?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the severity of the surgery. But the quicker you get better, the more valuable you're going to be in the offseason, that's for sure. And as long as he's injured to the point where he can't be productive, it doesn't serve much purpose not to have the surgery, really.
2-2 pitch to his replacement, grounded foul. Well, Scott in 63 games this year, hitting only .223, 9 homers and 22 runs batted in. On the roster until yesterday, Reimold, 2 years ago, kind of a Baltimore sensation. 15 home runs in his first year. He sends his lazy fly ball out to right field, and Cruz has out number 2. That brings up Robert Andino, the second baseman. Andino called up last September from Norfolk. Led the Tide's hits, runs batted in last year. Up in time to start 16 games, 3 different infield positions. And the Orioles won 9 of those 16. Blake Davis got the start last night at second base. He had been hitting right-handed pitching better than Andino. Andino back against the lefty Harrison. In this all North Carolina matchup, Harrison from Durham. 2 balls and a strike. Tom Hallion calling balls and strikes tonight. Phil Cuzzy is at first. Bill Miller at second, and James Hoy umpiring at third. Three balls and a strike to the number 9 hitter, who, if he reaches, gets J.J. Hardy to the plate. Hardy led off the game with his 13th homer. High but not deep to left field, and it's now all shade out there for Hamilton. What a difference from the top of the first inning. 6 in a row retired now by Matt Harrison. To the remaining 2 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. In the AL, it is Cal Ripken's swan song in 2001. And in the NL, Stan Musial's Midsummer Magic in 1955. You can go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics. And tune in to the 2011 MLB All-Star Game 1 week from tonight, July 12th, 7 p.m. on Fox to find out who won. Strike one to Michael Young, leading off the Rangers' second. Last night, a double, a single, a triple, all by the 4th inning. And he starts tonight with a base hit to center field. Rangers have a leadoff hit now each of the first 2 innings off of Mitch Atkins.
Well, last night's ball game, Michael started off the 2nd inning 4-run rally. The Rangers will get another rally going to the bottom of the order in the 2nd inning tonight.
Michael did have 1 crack at the homer for the cycle. He flied to center in the 6th inning. And then lifted to the 8th for Mike Napoli, who will bat after Nelson Cruz here. Nelly last night, couple of hits, including a double and an RBI single. Loves to hit against the Orioles. His batting average, the highest has been since the 29th of April when he was at .250. And a good breaky ball in for a strike. Cruz against Baltimore. 360 over his last 26 meetings. Almost an RBI per game, 6 homers in that span. Off the fist here, and Reimold comes on, can't get it. Back-to-back base hits to begin the Rangers' 2nd inning, and let's check in with Emily.
Guys, as we talked about in the pregame show, I picked out Mike Napoli's walk-up song tonight. This was the fan choice.
Mike Napoli.
See what you think.
So sexy it hurts.
He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred was the fan's choice tonight.
Well, it was the fans' choice, not yours.
The Oriole players, if they don't know anything about it, they got to be dying.
Emily, that one's not on you.
No, that's on the fans.
Yes.
The next 2, as the game unfolds, we'll learn a little bit about the story behind each song selected. So that was the fan choice.
Yeah, really, that takes some concentration on the part of the hitter to go up there with a couple of men on after hearing that song.
And how long do you think he's going to hear about it after tonight?
Oh, just wait until his next at-bat.
You think you have cured him from betting on sports?
I will say this. There's no better sport than Mike Napoli.
Chopper to the left side. Reynolds gets the out at second and turns it into a double play. 5-4-3. Young now at third, but with 2 outs for Torrealba. And Dino, a nice turn. Plenty of time to get 2. And here is Torrealba. Last night, the Rangers did incredible damage in the 7, 8, and 9 spots. It was Murphy, Torrealba, Chavez last night. They combined to go 7 for 12, score 5 runs, and drive in 8. David Murphy, maybe the best night of his season, 3 for 5. Scored 3, drove in 2, had a double. Jorvit 2 for 4 with an RBI double, and Chavez had driven in 4 runs, and the 3rd inning wasn't even over. High pop up. Shortstop Hardy back in from the grass to handle it. And Atkins escapes from back-to-back leadoff singles in the 2nd inning. Still 1-0 Baltimore. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. 1-0 Baltimore, each team with 3 hits. As we start the third inning with the top of the order, J.J. Hardy provided the only run of the game with a homer to left on the second pitch of the game. Traveling 401 feet. Trying for his third home run in as many at-bats here. Something Ian Kinsler managed just last week. 13 now on the season. And he rips that one just foul past third. Already giving the Orioles a real missing dimension with power at that position. That's 4 more home runs than their shortstops combined hit over the last 3 years. And 2-2. Playing spotless defense, 1 error on July 5th. That is almost unheard of for an everyday shortstop. And a chopper here, fielded by Andrus. And Elvis right on the money to retire Hardy to begin the third. Nick Markakis now, who singled on the first pitch he saw.
Smoothly done by Elvis.
Markakis day before yesterday, career 5-for-5 game at Atlanta, and a little roller to Michael Young, and 2 quick grounds outs to begin the third. Next time you want to catch a Rangers game but can't find your favorite seats through the Rangers, head to StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Texas Rangers, where you'll find a great selection of seats for every game. One more in this series, and that will be tomorrow night, and it'll be Alexi Ogando's last start as things are currently planned until July 19th. He'll be opposed by Jeremy Guthrie, who has pitched much better than his 3-10 record. Adam Jones, like Markakis, singled on the only pitch he saw in the first. Since then, 8 straight set down by Harrison.
Matt's had good stuff tonight. He's had good location with most of his pitches. Thrown some good changeups, good breaking balls. Effectively thrown his fastball into the right-hand hitters.
Tom, we talk about this a lot. He is a much tougher pitcher to right-handed batters. They hit .222 against him. Lefties hit .300.
Probably because his changeup is more effective to a right-hand hitter. It goes down and away to the right-hand hitter. And to be more effective against the lefties, probably has to have a little bit better location with his slider, with his curveball. Breaking balls going away from the left-hand hitters.
Your Torrealba has an eye issue. Trainer Jamie Reed out to give him some drops.
Makes your eyes water watching that.
Quickly taken care of. And right back in there against Jones. Breaks his bat again. Base hit to center field.
Well, if he has enough bats in the bat rack, he's got a chance to have a good game tonight. Boy, 2 good fastballs right in on the fist. Exactly what he was trying to do. Exact same result. Swing late, jammed him, and he got a base hit both times.
So Adam Jones 2 for 2 in the 3-hole. Before tonight, Matt Harrison had held number 3 batters to 5 for 38. That's 132.
Well, he's got 2 hits, but
they're not sizzling liners.
Yeah, I really wouldn't call. Well, you have to call them hits because they were hits, but A lot of times a guy will get a hit on a bad pitch from the pitcher. He got a hit both times on really good pitcher's pitches.
Vlad Guerrero grounded to second, advancing Markakis and Jones both the scoring position with one out in the first, but Harrison clutching up by striking out Reynolds and Wieters to leave him at second and third. Vlad hitting almost half his balls in play on the ground this year. Elevates that one, but it's going to be way back into the seats.
He was ready for that fastball in that time. He knows that's how Harrison pitched him 4 times in the first at bat. Jammed him with that little ground ball to second base. Well, this time he's trying to throw him in. Didn't get it in as far as he wanted, and well, he actually did. He got it in off the plate. Guerrero, as they say, was cheating. In other words, looking for it there, opening up as quick as he could. But all the result was a ball pulled way foul. Throws it in again and jams him again. You really can't go wrong with that pitch, because at this stage of his career, it's a tough pitch for him to hit.
Remember last year at Kansas City, he hit a pitch even more inside than that. It was headed for his back foot, and he rifled a double off the left field wall against Blake Wood. It was about a 96-mile-an-hour pitch. But that was the first half last year.
Yeah, and, you know, he may do that tonight because he's still an exceptional player. But pitch after pitch, if you throw him in there, you're going to get him out most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. It gives you your best chance to get him out if you keep that ball in there. Like that.
0-2 pitch, another ground ball, and it is past Andrews, playing him more to pull. Edelson Jones around to third, and with 2 outs now, Orioles on the corners for Mark Reynolds.
2 good pitches. Another fastball jammed Guerrero. It's a little dinky ground ball. Yeah, and I'm not sure at this stage of his career that he can pull the ball like he used to either. You throw him that fastball in, but he can't get the head of the bat on the fastball. I don't know if he can pull that ball or not.
Well, he hit on another one on the ground. Glad about half his balls in play. Grounders, seeing only 47% strikes. The career bad ball hitter. Reynolds struck out looking for the second out, with Markakis at third, Jones at second on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, the 4 hits that they've had, singles since the home run, none of them have been hit hard. 2 of them have smashed the bat.
First pitch curve for a strike this time.
That's frustrating for a pitcher. When you make your pitch, the hitter doesn't hit it well. You feel like it's going to be an easy out, and then he still finds a hole with those softly hit balls.
Lifted high, foul. Napoli over for a look, but a few rows back, and it's 0-2. So again, Harrison a strike away from ending the third, still down 1-0. '87 strikeouts now, 3 in this series for Reynolds. Long way behind Adam Dunn. We may put that totally out of reach depending on how much he continues to play for the White Sox. Another chat between Torrealba and Harrison here. See what they come up with at 0-2. Reynolds 2 years ago, the major league record for strikeouts, 223, breaking his own record. Too high to chase. Came over last year from the Diamondbacks, December after last season, for 2 minor league pitchers. Virginia Beach born, still lives there. 3 years at the University of Virginia. And again, too far out to take a whack out, and it's 2-2. Big cut and a miss, and again Reynolds strikes out, and again Matt Harrison leaves 2 on. A couple of 2-out singles by Jones and Guerrero, but he gets Reynolds swinging this time, and it's still 1-0 Orioles. A week from tonight, baseball's biggest stars gather together in the Arizona desert for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Our coverage begins Tuesday, July 12th, live from Phoenix, 7 p.m. only on Fox. Michael Young will be there along with Adrian Beltre. Josh Hamilton for the 4th straight year in the American League starting outfield, and C.J. Wilson. Andy Chavez to lead off the Ranger third. Andy last night did some severe early damage. First at bat, 2-run homer, capping a 4-run second. Next up in the third, a 2-run double, capping a 4-run third. So he had tied his career high 4 runs batted in at his first 2 at bats. It had been a long time, too. June 10th of 2003 with Montreal. And he rips a base hit here to right field.
He's got the swing back. Takes a big swing. Big leg kick. Drops the hands. Jumps all over that pitch. Good pitch to hit. The Rangers have a leadoff single for the 3rd straight inning.
A lot of moving parts, but well, when he's got them all together, he consistently hits it hard.
It works for him.
In the first inning, Kinsler worked the count to 3-2, reached on an infield hit. Reynolds with the nice play, not able to get the throw to first in time. And then Ian forced on a grounder by Josh Hamilton.
We want to wish Tracy Mama T. Seiler a happy birthday today. Also, best wishes to Milton and Rami Caver. They're here at the ballpark the next couple of days celebrating their 50th anniversary. And also a successful recovery to Kevin Stanley.
Chavez over at first base has not been thrown out at his 4 stolen base attempts. Here's a sky-high pop-up to the second baseman, Andino. Kinsler the first out of the Ranger third. Elvis Andrus now, who on a hit and run hit it hard, but lined it right to the right fielder Markakis his first time up. So 0 for his last 13. But his defense has been clean ever since the incident, I guess you could call it, late in the final game of the Marlins series. Ron Washington not bothering to spare his displeasure at Elvis's inability to make that play. Admittedly, not a routine play by any stretch, but since then he has been on top of everything.
Yeah, I think Wash's point was that could have been ruled a hit, but that doesn't make it a play that Elvis shouldn't make. It's one thing if you're, if you're an average shortstop, fine, maybe you don't have the ability to make that play, but when you're an above average shortstop, then under those circumstances, game on the line, that's play that you should make. And I think that was Wash's point. The game on the line like that, that's a makeable play, whether it's a base hit by the scorekeeper or whether it's ruled an error. Wash's point is, under these circumstances, you need to make that play.
And they have been trying to tell him, when you charge, you got to make one hand pickup, not two. Compromises your balance. So that, I think, also added to the issue. That would rip foul right at the ball girl down there by the tarp.
I don't see many ball girls making a play for that ball. But not many ball girls have the same talent that our ball girls have. Watch her go after this ball. It's a line shot. Off the wall.
Wow.
Off the wall.
Never flinched.
She stayed right with it. Good for her. I'd have been jumping out of the way. Let that ball carry him out to the left fielder, Reimold.
Good she wears a helmet. This one out to left field. Reimold not all that deep for the second out of the third inning. Chavez still at first base for Josh Hamilton.
Left fielder, Josh Hamilton.
We'll see where the shift will be placed this time. Looks like right where they had it in the first inning, where he pulled a ground ball to the second baseman, Andino. Well, this time it's going to be a full overshift with Hardy playing to the right of second base. And Andino out a step onto the grass. Reynolds, the third baseman, the only man on the left side of the infield. Buck Showalter, I think the only manager to employ this that I can remember this year against Josh. You think of anybody else?
Not offhand.
Buck armed with all the charts and graphs that show if Josh hits it on the ground, this is probably where it is headed.
If he hits a ground ball to third base, it'll be a double.
90-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1.
Well, Atkins is basically a sinker slider pitcher. He mixes in a curveball every now and then. That's a pretty good location with his pitches.
Pretty tempting there, a little bit wide. 10 times he's gone to the opposite field, but remember, he serves most of those line drives, not ground balls. He will occasionally shoot a grounder through the hole. Did it in the last series. That time the breaking ball right on the outside edge, and it's 3-2.
Close to the outside edge anyway.
So Chavez will get a start from first base. And a foul that sails just over the Orioles' third base dugout. '25-year-old Mitch Atkins. Last year, 5 appearances with the Cubs. Lifted high to left field. Reimold backs out. And again, Atkins, for the third straight inning, allows a leadoff hit, but no damage. On to the fourth, still 1-0 Baltimore. Northwest is brought to you by Chevrolet. See your North Texas Chevy dealers for Independence Day savings. And by Friends with Benefits, starring Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis in theaters July 22nd. Fourth inning, Matt Harrison will face 6, 7, and 8 batters. Matt Wieters, Derek Lee, and Nolan Reimold retired them all the first time through the order. Wieters, one of the early key at-bats of the game, struck out with a run in. Men on second and third to end that first inning. And launches this one way back and out of here to left field. It is 2-0. Home run number 8 for the Orioles' lone all-star.
Matt had only given up 2 home runs in his last 7 starts, but he's had a couple of low fastballs near the center of the plate. There's not much difference between the ball that Hardy hit. Well, Wieters put a charge in this one.
Strike one to Lee. 390 feet. Just about past halfway in those left field seats. So Wieters 8 home runs. All last year he hit 11 in the disappointing 2010 season.
Well, people expect a lot when a player comes into professional baseball as highly touted as Wieters is. And he was a great college player. And the anticipation was he'd get to the big leagues quickly, which he did. But all players don't immediately become stars.
Endy Chavez, a terrific read right off the bat on that shot. He was almost running, it seemed, before contact.
Well, he was playing him pretty deep to go along with it, and he had to be because that was a shot. There's a little jump right in front of the warning track, and it makes a nice play. So, you know, a guy gets to the big leagues, and just because he's been highly touted, it doesn't mean he's going to hit 25 home runs his first year. Some guys do, some guys take a little while. But Wieters is a supremely talented player who's only going to get better and better as time goes on.
Nolan Reimold flied to Cruz his first time up. 0 for 5 in the series. Yeah, in contrast to Reimold, a sensation 2 years ago, came up at 15 homers, 279. Nothing like that last year. Andrus throw not in time, and Reimold beats it out.
Well, you underestimate the speed of the runner. Took a little bit of time. Didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't make the play with a sense of urgency. He lay back on the ball, caught it on his heels, took 2 steps, made an accurate throw, and Reimold beat it out.
It's an infield hit.
That's just a runner that's a little bit faster than Elvis thought he was. He could have made that play a lot quicker, and he would have. For instance, if it was Adam Jones that hit the ball. Got to know the runners. He could have charged that ball, could have gotten it there 4 or 5 steps quicker than that.
Robert Andino, first time up, fly to left. 7 base hits now off of Harrison. First 3 batters all with hits, including the Hardy homer. Then he retired 8 straight. Now Tom, 4 of the last 6 have reached on hits.
That's a play that's not an error. That technically is an error. It's a mental error.
And out of play. Year 3. I guess you still consider Elvis certainly a young player. But how much longer should the mental errors like that one continue on a very routine play?
Well, you know, everybody's guilty of it. You have high expectations for players like Elvis. And so how long should they last? You know, you shouldn't make mental plays. There shouldn't be an answer to that question. You shouldn't make them, but they do happen. It takes concentration to play. You play 162 games. You play every day for 6 months. And keeping a high level of concentration on every pitch, it's difficult to do. And even though Elvis is in his third full season in the big leagues, he is still a young player, and he is still learning. And he's so talented that you expect him to be a Gold Glover and a 300 hitter and to do everything perfectly. And it's a learning experience. And Ron Washington will help coach him through it. And you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the experiences that you have. And the next time Nolan Reimel hits him a ground ball, he'll probably be a little bit quicker to make the play.
And Dino strikes out for the second out here in the fourth.
Good slider came right down and in on Dino's fists.
That is Matt Harrison's fourth strikeout. They have all come with men on base. And now for the third time, J.J. Hardy. After his homer last time up, he grounded out to Elvis. Hardy leading all major league shortstops in homers. Fouls the curd off of his leg. And speaking of Matt Harrison, come out to the Whataburger in Dallas at I-30 and Cockrell Hill, 11 a.m. tomorrow. And it's your chance to meet Matt. While you're there, you can also sign up to be the Whataburger What-A-Fan and register to win 4 tickets in the owner's seats for the Rangers-Indians game on September 13th. All good reasons to come out to the Whataburger at 11 tomorrow. Two balls and a strike to Hardy. Hardy coming over last December. Former second-round pick by the Brewers. Out of the Sabino High School in Tucson, Ian Kinsler territory. 3 balls and a strike. Hardy up with the Brewers in 05. They sent him to the Twins for Carlos Gomez. Last year, the Orioles, his third club since the end of the 09 season. Speculation he may move on again. He's a pretty valuable chip, free agent after this season. They have been talking to him about an extension. No agreement yet. And Harrison drops in the curve to run it full to 3-2. So there goes Reimold and a high fly ball, shallow right center field. Chavez is there. Another home run, though, by Matt Wieters makes it 2-0 Orioles after 3.5.
Bottom of the fourth, Rangers trail the Orioles 2-0. Dave and Tom, we have the junior RBI program out of Arlington. They head to the Junior RBI Classic on Thursday. That's in Arizona. This is Gavin, one of the players. What are you looking forward to most, Gavin?
Playing baseball and going to Arizona and watching Michael Young in the All-Star game.
All-Stars. You got to meet some of the Rangers All-Stars before the game, like Wash, Hamilton, Michael Young. What they had to say?
I say keep on doing what you're doing and do good.
There you go. We got Josh Hamilton, the autograph ball. Very good. I'll take that. No, just kidding. There you go, buddy. And you got the junior RBI claw already worked out. Let's see that real quick. Very good. Okay, well, best of luck, guys. Thank you very much. Dave.
All right, Noxie 0-2 to Beltray, who ended the first, popping to second. Rangers have had leadoff singles each of the first 3 innings against Mitch Atkins, and not a whole lot else. Best chance to score the second. Young and Cruz both single. But then double play grounder for Napoli and a pop-up by Torrealba. Last inning, Chavez led with a line single to right. Kinsler popped up. Andrews and Hamilton flied out. Just foul. And it remains 1-2 to Beltray. Tom, the RBI program, reviving baseball in the inner cities. Something that Ron Washington has long been behind. And when the Rangers were in New York back in April, he and Joe Girardi went to field in New Jersey to make an appearance and help try and get that program going. But it's something that the majors take pretty seriously.
Yep, the Rangers used to have a scout named John Young, who was one of the people that helped found the RBI program. John was a major league scout for the Rangers, and a very good one back in the 80s.
Ooh, Beltray spoiling what would have been ball 4 there.
Yeah, that ball wasn't even close to being a strike. That ball had to be a foot outside. The amazing thing is that he got the bat on it.
Yeah. Any kind of contact. Adam Jones going back. There is a jet stream tonight, not quite deep enough on this ball. Here's Michael Young now, one of 14 players in history selected for an all-star team at 3 different positions. Third base a couple years ago, of course, many years at shortstop. This year at DH, named to his 7th American League all-star team. Second only to Pudge Rodriguez, who made it 10 times. And remember some of that for our upcoming AT&T trivia question.
And with a little bit different timing, Michael easily could have had 4 positions if he stayed at second base a couple of years longer.
Well, only one player, Tom, in Major League history has ever been selected for an all-star team at 4 different positions. And there is quite a list of people, along with Michael, who have made it at 3 different spots. I mean, a big chunk of the Hall of Fame is in that category. Atkins drops that one in there, 2-1.
Yeah, and the player that has 4 didn't do it as a DH either. Played 4 different positions in the field.
Ground ball, base hit. Michael is 2 for 2.
Someone's going to hit a home run, so I'm going to go with Nelly Cruz right here.
Called shot.
Called shot.
Well, he has 20. He has homered in 5 of his last 11 games. So some solid recent history behind this call. Rangers now seeing Atkins for the 2nd time through. No run so far on 5 base hits, all singles. And the home run cut right there.
Ranger hitters are helping Atkins out a little bit. He's throwing the ball pretty well as far as locating his pitches. But they're helping him out a little bit by swinging some pitches out of the strike zone. Beltray could have easily had ball 4. That first pitch to Nelly well out of the strike zone. That one
good one right there.
In the strike zone. Just missed it.
love another one right there, I would think. Wieters setting up the outside target. He gets him on 3 straight pitches. That is the first strikeout of the night for Mitch Atkins.
First baseman Mike Napoli.
He's had a good slider. Locates that one well.
I believe that was a teammate's choice for the walk-up music for Mike Napoli after.
That came courtesy of Michael Young. Enlisted the help of MY on that one.
Did him no favors, and I suspect it might get worse, Emily, as the night goes on.
Just one more remaining, guys.
Yeah, the problem is if he comes up in the 7th inning of a 2-run game with a couple of men on and 2 outs, it's a little bit of taking away your concentration.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Well, first time up, right said Fred. I'm too sexy got him to ground into a double play. Hopefully better results here, but it's quickly 0-2. Boy, Mike Napoli had quite the rehab assignment. 4 games at Round Rock, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in his last 2 games. Last at bat Saturday, tying 3-run home run. Last at bat Sunday, game winning walk-off 3-run homer. He's off the breaking ball here. Rangers without Mike Napoli in the lineup, 8-11. When he starts, they are 13-7. When he hits a home run, they are 9-0. And his catcher's earned run average is through the roof, is well below 3. 2-2. First base today. Wash giving Mitch Moreland another day to relax. Says he is pressing, just trying a little bit too hard. Mitch will be back in the lineup tomorrow against Jeremy Guthrie for the final game of this series at 7 o'clock. And a full count. Atkins has not walked anybody. Scattered 5 hits, no more than 2 per inning. 63 pitches now, 38 for strikes. And there goes Michael. And that one is fouled so hard off the wall, jutting out in front of the tarp. Ends up way out left field for Reimel to chase down. Atkins again will come to Napoli at 3-2. Buck Showalter has got to be delighted. What he's gotten almost all the way through 4 innings and a strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts after the 1-out single by Young gets him through the 4th. After 4, 2-0 Baltimore. BAT trivia question. And the only major leaguer ever to be selected as an all-star at 4 different positions. Of course, that would be Pete Rose, first base, second base, third base, and the outfield. And the outfield is just all considered one position for the list. And then Michael Young, one of a number who have been selected at 3 different positions. Some highlights in that group. You've got Hank Aaron, Elston Howard. How about that? Anybody remember him as an outfielder, as well as catcher, first baseman? Harmon Killebrew, Paul Molitor, Al Scoop Oliver, the former Ranger, Rafael Palmeiro, Frank Robinson, Joe Torre, catcher, first and third baseman, Carl Yastrzemski, and Michael Young among the group. All-Stars, 3 different positions.
Except for Johnny Blanchard, Casey Stengel used to play his catchers in left field. Yogi Berra, if you remember Bill Mazeroski's home run in the 7th game of the World Series, it went over Yogi Berra's head.
Mark McLemore, we welcome to the booth. You were almost my first guess, but you didn't quite play 4 positions.
And I didn't quite make one All-Star team.
Except for those 2 facts. I had some solid historical reasoning.
I appreciate that.
Me.
I appreciate that. I would have loved to have made an All-Star team, just one, at any position.
Would have been a great addition. Adam Jones, 2 for 2. Matt Harrison has just allowed the solo homers by Hardy and Wieters. Otherwise, what have you seen from Matt tonight?
Well, Matt's been pretty consistent. He's been around the strike zone. He got off to a shaky start that first pitch. I don't really think he was expecting J.J. Hardy to come out swinging the way he did. So that was one mistake, and then the other mistake to Wieters. But other than that, he's been pretty consistent using his fastball, locating it, and that's really the key. Once you're able to locate that fastball, then you can go to your secondary pitches, and that's what Matt's starting to do.
Well, should get Jones for the first time here on the foul pop, and Napoli is there.
You know, other than the 2 home runs, there hasn't been a hard hit ball. There's been the ground ball to shortstop by Reimold, 2 smashed bats by Adam Jones, Guerrero's soft ground ball up the middle, and Markakis' soft line drive to left field. So it's been 2 well hit home runs, and even though there's been 5 other hits, none of them have been hit hard.
You know, he's been pretty much throwing the ball where he wants to, and that's that's a good sign.
Well, now a Ranger overshift against Vlad, who had a ground single last time up, grounded to second his first trip, and you see Kinsler there on the left side of second base. Only Napoli on the right side of the infield. And of course, down the right field line it goes. And Guerrero, who just does not run very well at all anymore, will stop with the single.
He's got to have some strong thumbs after those 3 at bats. Those balls have hit him about a foot above his right hand. Yeah, he's not trying to go to right field right there. He just can't do anything else with that pitch that busts him in. And Mac, I'm not so sure that the shift suits throwing him hard fastballs in. I don't think he can pull that ball.
No, it doesn't. You've got to go with it. That's one of those things. I'll take it if he hits the ball like that. He's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to steal second base. Somebody's going to have to really hit the ball a long way in order to score him.
Well, here's a guy who could. Mark Reynolds, though, struck out both times.
I'll tell you, I don't know if he was laughing here or if he was hollering ouch right here after he hit the ball.
I think he's laughing. That's a laugh.
I think he is laughing there. That's pretty good right there. Put everybody on one side, you hit it the other way.
Then he heard it from his first base coach, Wade Kirby. Reynolds skies this one to center field, and Andy Chavez trots in, and it's a 9-pitch inning, even with the shift-beating base hit by Vlad Guerrero. More with Mark McLemore when we come back for the bottom of the 5th. Don't miss Verizon Wireless Fireworks Friday this week against the Oakland A's. Enter Verizon as the coupon code on TexasRangers.com to purchase $10 tickets in select seating areas. You'll also enjoy $5 cash parking and the postgame fireworks show, part of Fireworks Friday. Bottom of the fifth, 2-0 Baltimore. Torrealba, Chavez, and Kinsler against Mitch Atkins, who has scattered 5 base hits, all singles. This is getting now back down to the last 2 guys who will be facing him for the second time. How much do you think the Rangers have learned about him?
Well, I think they figured out what his out pitch is.
First ball high in the air to left. Reimold will retreat and grab it.
I think that's been one of their biggest problems right there. He must look good to hit because they're swinging at a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. That pitch wasn't even close to being a strike.
Right. I think you got to really, with a guy that you haven't seen and there's not much film of, you've got to let him throw as many pitches as possible, especially the first couple of innings. Yeah, you may take a fastball or 2 right there, but what you're doing is you're seeing what he's got. And you're giving the other guys on the bench an opportunity to see what he's got as well. So when they get up there, they may not have to do that.
Chavez first time up, lined a base hit to right field. 3 for 4 in the series.
Tag, what do you think of what Indy's been doing? How he's been playing since he's come into, since he's gotten to the big leagues?
Chavez?
Yes.
I think he's done a great job. I think he's proven that he's a major league outfielder, and the Rangers loved him before they signed him. They stuck with him throughout his injury, and now he's repaying them. He's a good little player, boy.
This will slice back into the seats, and it's 1-2.
I really think he brings a lot to this ball club. He can play every outfield position. He can hit the bottom of the order, and he can even hit the top of the order effectively. And he just brings so many things to this ball club that they've really been missing.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of teams he'd be playing every day for.
Looks at strike 3. And now let's go to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for McDonald's Dollar Drink Game Break. All right, there's strike 1 to Ian Kinsler. Are they actually going to risk Derek Jeter getting his 3,000th hit away from Yankee Stadium?
I think they did. I think by starting him or activating him yesterday, I think they really are taking that risk. And I just think it would be a shame if the only player in Yankees history to get 3,000 hits gets it on the road. Now, they do go home Friday, but there are still 2 games left, and it doesn't take a lot for him to get 4 hits.
Well, one thing for sure, he can't get 4 hits in 1 at bat. So when he gets 3, they'll know that the next at bat could be number 4. So they might be monitoring that situation.
They better be. I don't think the fans in New York will be too happy with that.
What if it's a game-deciding situation? He wouldn't be too happy.
He would not be.
That.
He would not be too happy, and he would not come out of the game.
If I remember right, I think the commissioner's office got involved to some degree when Hank Aaron was going for the record, because they were trying not to play him on the road until he got home. Man.
Ground ball to Reynolds. And the Rangers go in order in the 5th inning. We thank Mark McLemore, as always, for the visit. West, join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall and hear the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week, it is Robin Roberts, Boys in the Hall, Sundays, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. Matt Wieters to lead off the 6th inning. Last time up, a leadoff home run, first pitch of the 4th, 390 feet to left. That made it 2-0. First time up, he struck out to end the 1st with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Orioles against Matt Harrison. 2 runs on 8 hits. The only other hit of consequence, J.J. Hardy's game-opening home run. Derek Lee next, and then Nolan Reimold. And about to throw his 83rd pitch, 52 strikes so far, 30 balls. And that is stroked to right field. It will fall in front of Cruz, a base hit. And let's go to Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Big celebration tonight. Romy and Milton celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. They're doing it tonight, also tomorrow night. They're from Linden out of East Texas. Now, big-time Ranger fans, so that's why the game, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right, Romy, give us a secret. How come you guys have been married 50 years? Give us one tip here.
I said it's a lot of give and it's a lot of take.
There we go. Okay, and they're also sitting in the cookie lady Shirley section, so she's going to deliver some happy anniversary cookies to you. Congratulations there. Thank you very much. Dave.
They've got some good eating there. Cookie lady taking care of them.
Yeah,
nice
so
present.
Probably a lot of people watching right now who hear about Shirley Coast. Now you know what she looks like.
0-2 to Derek Lee's, grounded to short and line to center. 0 for 6 so far in the series. The Orioles now a hit in every inning except the 2nd, when Harrison got Lee, Reimold, and Andino. His only 1-2-3 inning. 3 hits in the first 3 batters. That limited the damage just to the Hardy homer. 2 2-out hits in the 3rd. Wieters homer and an infield hit by Reimold in the 4th. Guerrero with the shift-beating 2-out single in the 5th. Matt has not walked a batter. Only gone to a 3-ball count 3 times. And 2-2 to Lee. He has struck out 4, and they have been big strikeouts. The last 2 outs of the 1st. Then at 2nd and 3rd. Reynolds, the last out of the 3rd, met at the corners. And Dino, the last out of the 4th with a man on. And after getting ahead of Lee, the count is full. Third full count of the game. Struck out Reynolds, got Hardy to fly out on the first 2. Strikes out Lee here. Number 5 for Harrison.
And Matt continues to have good stuff. 3-2 pitch. He throws a slider down and in. Gets Lee to chase it. 9 hits and 5 1/3. Doesn't look that good, but as we've said several times, most of those hits have not been hit well at all. Of course, the 2 home runs have, but most of the singles haven't.
Reimold with a hard ground ball through the hole has his 2nd straight hit.
That looked like a high breaking ball, and that ball was hit hard.
Last time up, he had the grounder directly at Andrews, who double pumped and threw late. That went as an infield hit. But no doubter here. So the 4th time in 6 innings now, Harrison has allowed at least 2 base hits. None so far by Robert Andino. He's 0 for 2. He's flied to left and struck out. One homer, 6 runs batted in. Chavez chasing this one back. Room in front of the track for the 2nd out. Endy covering a lot of ground out there tonight. Continues to get great reads. A little bit of a jet stream factor it looked like on that one. But he was able to track it. And now the fourth at bat for J.J. Hardy, and Mike Maddox out to discuss this one. Speaking of Endy, the Home Depot presents doing more on defense. Off the bat of Derek Lee in the fourth inning. Such a great read. Almost seemed to be starting back an instant before contact, and he needed every bit of the jump he got on that one to haul in the deep drive. Also has a hit at the plate tonight. J.J. Hardy, leadoff homer. Since then, he's grounded out and flied to Chavez. Hardy now has homered 10 of his last 11 series. The Oriole team 10 games under 500 at 36-46. But some very solid people in their lineup. And outstanding defenders, most of them. Hardy, an excellent two-way player. Markakis, lately one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Jones, Wieters. Great power bat of Reynolds. Very low on starting pitching, which is why Mitch Atkins was called up from AAA Norfolk to get this start. Who would have expected a 5-hit shutout through 5? That's what he has provided the Orioles. Hardy now works the count to 3-0. No walks by either pitcher so far. And taking all the way. Up next, Markakis. Singled his first trip, since then has grounded out twice. Yoshi Tateyama now up in the Ranger bullpen. Ground ball, scoop by Elvis. Got that one off in plenty of time. And again, Harrison works around a jam. 2 hits, 2 left. Still 2-0. We are again. Time for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot up to $3,000 and dinner for 2 at a Sonic Drive-In. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for Bob Larson from Hazlitt. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Bob Larson from Hazlitt will win $25,000. You could register at a participating Sonic restaurant. We have $300 from our all-time high Sonic Slam jackpot. Tom, I'm calling one this time.
Okay, good.
Josh Hamilton is going to send Bob Larson a big check.
All right. That's good anticipation.
Third time through now against Mitch Atkins.
I really think what the Rangers need to do, it's almost like they're taking Atkins for granted, that they think they can just go up there and hit whatever he throws. I just think they're helping him out a little too much. They're swinging at too many pitches out of the strike zone. Go up there and get a good pitch. Don't help him out. Made a lot of quick outs on pitches out of the strike zone.
Elvis is line to right, fly to left. He is in at 0 for 14. Rangers have had at least one hit every inning except the fifth when they went in order on 11 pitches. Swing it there out of the zone.
Yeah, good sinker. That ball tailed down and into him.
Biggest surprise maybe is that Atkins hasn't walked anybody. He walked 7 in 11 innings over his last 2 starts at AAA.
Yeah, he might have walked some if they let him.
Hardy charges as that great accurate arm that Buck Showalter so admires, and Elvis is now 0 for 3. Showalter says the best thrower he's ever seen from the shortstop position.
Well, that covers a lot of shortstops, so that's a pretty nice compliment from Buck.
He had Derek Jeter in his prime. Josh Hamilton tonight has reached on a fielder's choice and flied to left with the full overshift on again. And he squeezes one right between Lee and Andino. Base hit. Not a home run.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's a start.
It's a base runner.
Need some base runners, need some big hits. Not a lot of room to shoot that ball through there, but he found it. Found that little gap.
So Josh 1 for 3. And here is Beltre 0 for 2. He's popped to second and flied to center. Still 9 for his last 18. Pops up the first pitch here, right side. Andino drifting back. 2 outs. I guess everything Atkins has thrown up there looks very inviting, very hittable.
Yeah, and it's probably not quite as hittable as it looks by the way the results are coming for the Ranger hitters. After a night where everything they hit found a hole, come to tonight's game and a much different kind of ball game.
Last night, 13 runs, 18 hits, 10 extra base hits. Michael Young is 3 for 3. Hamilton headed for third. And the Rangers now with runners on the corners with 2 men out. Michael with his second straight 3-hit game, his 13th of the year.
3 well-hit balls to center field. There's a good pitch to hit. That's right down the middle of the plate. And when you get that pitch, that's what you do with it. Hit it on a line.
Michael with 3 of the Rangers' 7 hits in this game. All singles, the big contrast from last night. Here is Cruz. First time up, Nelly single. Last time up, struck out on 3 swings. So Cruz up here is the potential go-ahead run, bottom of the 6th. 83 pitches from Atkins, 53 strikes. Drops at a good first pitch breaking ball. This is the second time that the Rangers had runners on the corners. They also had it in the second with nobody out. But he got Napoli to ground into a double play and Torrealba to pop up. Here's a line drive, base hit. Hamilton scores and the Rangers are on the board at 2-1.
He's taking advantage of a couple of good pitches to hit. Michael got a fastball right down the middle. That looked like a slider that stayed up near the middle of the strike zone. When you get those pitches, you need to hit them. Didn't get that one down and away when he wanted it. location as the fastball that Michael had.
Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out for a chat. Mike Napoli up for the third time. Emily, what will we hear?
I'm putting in the call, gentlemen. I am putting in the call for Mike Napoli.
All right. Glad to hear it, Em. He's been a good sport. He deserves it.
He has been, and this is the end of his torture.
And it was to Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
I have to thank my friend John Radigan and stat master Fritz Dykert for that suggestion.
Oh, you saved the worst for last. Oh, what that man has endured. Musical torture. Jim Johnson, right-hander, will begin to throw. Napoli's grounded into the double play and struck out.
I've never been so nervous for an at-bat in my life.
High but foul. Well, Mike, DL June 12th with the left oblique. It had been bothering him for several days. The Rangers decided to put him on the DL rather than risk a more severe injury, which would have kept him out for a lot longer period of time. He had not driven in a run in his last 10 games when he went out. Chance to do it here, tie the game, but it's 0-2. Hamilton started it with a 1-out single. Young and Cruz with 2-out base hits. Cruz driving in the first run, his 52nd RBI of the year. Just about to get started out west. The Tigers at the Angels. Justin Verlander at 11-3 against Dan Herron. Going for his 9th win. Also out there, Seattle at Oakland. Just missing. Breaking ball wide, 2-2. Tommy Hunter now throwing out the Ranger bullpen, where Tateyama was up earlier. Got him to chase, climbed the ladder, struck him out for the second straight time, but the Rangers at least on the board. A run on 3 hits, they leave 2. We head to the 7th, 2-1 Baltimore. Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout days. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve into the 7th inning. It is 2-1. Matt Harrison about to throw his 98th pitch with Tommy Hunter loosening of the bullpen. 2 runs on 10 hits. Solo homers by Hardy in the first, Wieters in the fourth, the difference in this game. And he's got Markakis, Jones, and Guerrero here in the seventh. Markakis singled in the first, has grounded to third and second since then. 1 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. Last night, just his second hitless game out of his last 23. In there, a career high 19-game hitting streak. Held well in check so far by Ranger pitchers in this series, and it's 1-2. Matt Harrison's got to be wondering where all the runs went. His first 3 starts against Baltimore, the Rangers gave him 12.8 runs per game, all at Camden Yards. Ripped, just foul. April 9th, he pitched game 2 of a doubleheader. 2 hits, 1 run in 7 innings. Adam Jones' home run, the only damage there. In the second, he retired the next 18 batters he faced. He left ahead 9-1 in what would become a 13-1 Ranger victory. Very different sensation tonight. Trailing since the second pitch of the game. As the Rangers have had a difficult time with minor league call up Mitch Atkins. Long run toward the line, and it falls for a base hit in front of Hamilton. Markakis now a 2-hit night. That'll bring up Adam Jones. He singled his first 2 trips before fouling out to Napoli in the 5th. And he is a contender in the American League All-Star final vote. Voting not quite over. You can vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster until Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. You can go to TexasRangers.com and cast your All-Star game final vote for the final 2 All-Stars for the game a week from tonight in Phoenix. Vote at TexasRangers.com. And Matt Harrison, after 103 pitches, is done for the night after the leadoff hit here in the 7th by Markakis. Tommy Hunter making his way in. And just a tough night for Matt Harrison. 2 runs into the 7th inning, scattering 11 hits, but the Rangers tonight have been offensively challenged. So it'll be Tommy Hunter against Adam Jones when we come back. Well, here's tonight's Brown Hand Center, great hands, and Adam Jones with a base hit in the first off the hands, and in the second, broken bat. His hands weren't feeling too great after those first 2 at bats. And he will face Tommy Hunter, who comes in to make just his 3rd career major league appearance out of the bullpen. He came in Saturday, having just been activated in the first inning after Derek Holland could get only 2 men out.
Tommy threw the ball well in that game. Had a really good fastball early and then mixed his pitches well. Only 1 earned run in 4 2/3.
Matt Harrison gave up season high 11 hits, 2 homers and 9 singles. Hunter quickly out in front of Jones, 0-2. Hunter off the DL Friday. Been there all year with a right groin strain. Aggravated a couple of times. Originally suffered late in spring training. Today the Rangers actually set their rotation and opened the door for Alexi Ogando, tomorrow night's starter.
Yeah, and Matt Harrison pitched a lot better than 6 innings and 11 hits would indicate. That's almost 2 hits an inning. And he pitched a lot better than that.
Actually ties his career. Yeah. 2 long balls and a lot of others that just found holes. 11 hits, tying his career high from May 25th, 2009 against the Yankees.
But the other thing Matt did is he pitched well with men on base. He pitched out of some jams. First inning could have been a big inning. Might have been a big inning last year or the year before. But it wasn't tonight. First and second after the home run, nobody out, pitched out of that jam. He battled well tonight. Keep it a 2-1 ball game. Hopefully Tommy Hunter can keep it a 2-1 game right here.
Yeah, the Orioles have got to be looking up there and seeing 2 runs, a 1-run lead with 11 hits and 8 men left on base. Tribute to Matt getting out of those jams. Pass to diving Young. Andrews just in time to Kinsler to get Markakis.
Yeah, nice play. Once it got by Michael, there was a question whether Elvis would be able to get it to Ian in time to get Markakis, who's a pretty good runner. But a quick, strong, accurate throw, and they do get the lead runner. Nice play.
Skidding stop over in the hole by Elvis, but a strike to Ian Kinsler to get the lead man. 1 out, 1 on for Guerrero. Vlad tonight is grounded to second and singled twice. Both ground ball singles. Last time up, beat the shift by hitting a little bleeder. Pass first down the right field line. Double play situation here. No overshift. But Kinsler swung well towards second base. Vlad has not hit a home run this year away from Camden Yards. All 6 have been at home. Has hit only 1 in his last 124 plate appearances, going back to May 22nd. Home run cut there to pitch down at 90.
Well, you know he's trying to hit a home run. No doubt about that. That's a good sinker. Good 2-seam fastball right there.
And the games in Anaheim and Oakland now underway. The great matchup of Justin Verlander, Dan Herron. Tigers at the Angels. Angels, of course, tied for first with the Rangers again today. Another big cut, but it's 0-2. How much does having been Vlad's teammate affect what Tommy Hunter's trying to throw him here?
I'm not exactly sure, but they should know how to pitch him. And you saw Matt Harrison trying to pound him in with fastballs. You know, last night it looked like Kobe was trying to take advantage of Vlad swinging at bad pitches, but was trying so hard to do it. The pitches were so far away from Vlad that he didn't swing at him. So I think it helps. You certainly know what kind of a hitter he is.
Hit hard right at Kinsler. And still 4-6-3. Elvis Andrews with some acrobatics, not giving up on the play.
Yeah, he saved his legs with that jump. Jones went in hard.
First doubleheader of the game. Don't see many like this. Fitting, and it is 2-1 after a entertaining double play, to say the least, turned by Kinsler and Andrews there.
Yeah, Jones went down there hard. That was a bullet, too. It's not customary for the runner to have a shot of breaking up a double play like that on such a hard hit ball, but Jones got a great jump, and he went in hard. Boy, that's a hard, perfectly above board slide into second base. Elvis had no chance to throw it until he jumped straight over, came down, and fortunately had Guerrero running, and he had time to still make the play. That was some athletic talent right there.
Well, Mitch Atkins is gone after 6 innings of having pitched better than anybody in the Oriole camp could ever have expected. His major league debut this year, 1 run on 8 hits, struck out 4, did not walk a batter, and he gives way now to Jim Johnson, who has got some terrific numbers already in 37 appearances. Torrealba against Atkins. Popped to short on 3 pitches and fly to left on his first pitch of the 5th inning.
Well, Johnson has one of the harder sinkers. He's a mid-90s guy with excellent movement on his fastball. Head the count here at 3-0. Let him throw you 3 strikes. See if he can do it. There's one.
There has not been a walk in this game. Atkins 90 pitches. Harrison 103 pitches. To 6 innings and 1 batter. Combined for 9 strikeouts. There's our first walk.
Yeah, Johnson usually doesn't walk many. He's walked fewer than 2 per 9 innings. And he doesn't give up many home runs either with that hard sinker. But the Rangers do get a walk.
Just the 9th he's issued all year. Baseball fans, Chevy, a proud sponsor of youth baseball leagues in your community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswire.com. Endy Chavez singled leading off the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th. And thinking bunt. Corners Reynolds and Lee charging.
Now, Chavez can handle the bat pretty well. It wouldn't be beyond Ron Washington to just tell him right here, swing the bat and try to slap it right by Reynolds, who's charging hard at 3rd base.
Lays a bunt down, and it'll be the catcher Wieters making the play at first. Successful sacrifice, tying run in scoring position with 1 out in the 7th inning for the top of the order, Kinsler. Tom Hallion waving his arms there.
Must have ruled it a foul ball. They're telling the runner to go back and Chavez to go back up to the plate. Can't imagine what else it is. Let's see. I don't know. I don't see anything.
Yep, that's it. Ruled foul ball.
How can it be ruled a foul ball?
It's out in front of the plate, several inches.
And again, it doesn't matter where the ball hits the ground. You can hit a foot behind home plate.
Yeah, but that was never foul.
No. It didn't hit him. You know, if it comes down and hits him in the foot. Well, I have no idea.
Boy.
I don't know.
Well, another mysterious call. We have had a few recent games here at the ballpark. So the 1-1 pitch, that apparently will officially be a fair ball.
You don't even have to change your scorebook almost. Another sacrifice bunt.
Little extra cheers, though. Chavez had to do it twice.
Yeah, and I really don't see the difference between the one before it and that one. Unless the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion, thought the ball hit Chavez in the batter's box. That's the only thing I can think of.
Which he clearly did not, but no difference. Still a sacrifice 2-4. Torrealba at second for Kinsler. Ian, an infield hit to lead off the game. Since then, he has popped up and grounded to third. And the Rangers now have Mark Lowe up in the bullpen.
Tommy Hunter was forced to come in early the last time he pitched. But I think the role that he had tonight is probably the role that Ron Washington is going to give him a try at. More of a late inning guy. I think you can use Darren Oliver, depending on the matchups, anywhere he wants in the 7th or 8th inning. I think he'd love to see Mark Lowe develop into an 8th inning guy. And maybe he's thinking about Tommy Hunter as a 7th inning guy.
Two balls to the strike. Johnson's thrown 10 pitches, 7 balls. They're seated comfortably next to Darren O'Day out there. Torrealba after the leadoff walk at second base. Tying run. Ground ball to Hardy. That moves Torrealba to third. But with 2 outs now. And that brings up Elvis Andrus. 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for his last 15. Great spot here to break out of that. Tie the game. Elvis has driven in 30 runs this year. Up against Jim Johnson, just turned 28. 6'5", 230 out of Johnson City, New York. And behind Elvis, 2-0. If Andrus reaches, Josh Hamilton would be next. He has scored the only Ranger run. After a 1-out single in the 6th inning, 3 batters later, Cruz singled him home. Total of 19 hits in the game, only 3 runs, 2 on solo homers. And it's 3-0. Also a total of 14 men left on. Rangers have left 6, trying not to leave their 7th. A 4-pitch walk to Elvis will bring Hamilton to the plate.
Johnson, coming into this game, had only walked 8 batters in 49 innings. So walks have not been a problem for him until tonight.
Johnson has thrown more innings than any American League relief pitcher.
Yeah, he's on pace for about 75 appearances and almost 100 innings. That's a lot of innings for a reliever.
Yeah, he's right at 50. Last year, just barely half that, 26 1/3 because of injury. Right elbow inflammation. Rick Adair out for a chat. No one throwing at the moment out in their bullpen. So here is Hamilton. Fielder's choice of the first. Fly to left in the third. Shift beating base hit. Grounded past the first baseman Lee in the 6th. Johnson again missing low.
Everything he throws sinks. That was his changeup or splitter. Off speed pitch at 88 miles an hour. Good ball for Josh to lay off of.
Brought that one up too much. It's 2-0. 6 straight now out of the strike zone.
And the good part about both of those pitches is now you've seen his off-speed pitch and you've seen his fastball.
Well, 1 ball away from loading the bases for Adrian Beltre. Is there any way you're thinking of swinging away at 3-0 here for
Yeah,
Josh?
absolutely. Absolutely. You got the tying run at third base, power hitter up there. You get a fastball, let it fly.
Down the middle after 7 straight missed.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good pitch to hit, but he's got to throw it again. You see it this time. Should have it timed pretty well.
Left field coming on is Reimold. Can't make the catch. Torrealba is home. And it's 2-2. And here comes Andrews to score as it gets away from Reynolds at third. And the Rangers take the lead.
Well, that was a very nice turn of events right there. Makes a pretty good pitch. Josh slices a ball that Reimold can't quite get to. He throws to third, and luckily it's Elvis running all the way hard. The ball goes off of him, it looks like, into, or maybe off the third baseman, and Elvis immediately knows he can score, and he sprints home. No hesitation at all. As soon as he saw this ball roll away, he's trying to score.
Yeah, that was off of his back on that slide.
Not sure where the pitcher was backing up on that play. But without anyone over there backing, well, he might have been backing it up, but in line with the throw, and then the ball just kicked off to the other side, I guess.
It is a single and an error on the throw by Reimold. So that allows Andrews to come home with the go-ahead run. RBI for Josh, number 42. Second base on the throw. And that one is out in the gap. In there, left center field and off the wall. Here comes Hamilton. It's 4-2 on a double by Adrian Beltre.
It took a while for the offense to get going, and maybe all the offense needed was for Mitch Atkins to come out of the ball game. The Rangers have taken advantage of a couple of walks, something they couldn't do against Atkins, and then they got some pretty good pitches to hit. Adrian goes down on one knee to hit that off-speed pitch, and the Rangers take a 2-run lead.
He is a great one-knee batter. How hard he sends that out there. RBI number 65 on his 22nd double of the year. The Rangers have finally busted through with a 3-run 7th inning. And Michael Young comes up 3 for 3. 6 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. And right-hander Jason Burkett now is up in the Oriole pen. Ground ball. Hardy. And Michael thrown out by a step, but the Rangers come up with 3 runs off of Jim Johnson. 2 walks, 2 big hits, 1 man left. Then we head to the 8th, 4-2.
Rangers now lead the Orioles 4-2 as we head to the 8th inning. David Tom, time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Brandon. It's his birthday. He comes with 65 of his closest friends. Also been talking smack all night to the Orioles.
My grandma throws it fast and fast.
There we go. He got the big dog on hand. How you doing, big dog? Love the necklace. Brandon, here's the bag. Here's the hat. Here's the shirt. Congratulations. Anything you want to say?
Man, we're going to watch the Rangers bring this game home. Yeah!
Congratulations!
All right, and now in the charge of Mark Lowe to try and bring this game at least through the 8th inning. After Tommy Hunter faced 2 batters. Fielder's choice ground ball by Jones, and then the spectacular 4-6-3 double play off the bat of Guerrero. Mark Reynolds has struck out twice, flied to center. Mark Lowe with the ERA now just under 4.
Yep, getting better.
Took a tough loss and blown save Sunday against the Marlins. 2 unearned runs in the 1/3 of an inning he pitched. The 8th inning, close there. Tom Hallion says it's 2-0. Mark still last 8 games, 1 earned run, 7 1/3. In there that time. Arthur Rhodes now getting up. Reynolds followed by switch hitter Wieters. The only natural left-handed hitter in the Oriole lineup is Markakis. 2-2.
Good movement on that fastball. 98 miles an hour with sinking and tailing action on it. That's up to a tough pitch to hit. That ball come in and down on him. Wow. He can harness that pitch, be off to the races.
Michael Young with a chance at third, and with a stretch by Napoli, there's the first out of the 8th. 0 for 4 for Reynolds, who had hit 6 home runs in his last 5 games. So here is Wieters. Struck out to end the first, began the 4th with a homer to left. His 8th of the year, and it made it 2-0 Baltimore at that time. Rangers got a run to the 6th, then the 3 we just saw in the 7th. Wieters last time up, single leading off the 6th. Batting left-handed, he is 50 points below from the right side. 249 lefty, 299 right-handed.
99 miles an hour.
Might be top speed I think we've seen definitely at home from Love.
I don't think we've seen a 99. We've seen some 98s.
Some guns that'd be 100, 101 easy.
That's a pretty good changeup at 90 miles an hour right there.
No kidding.
Wieters is way out in front of it.
It's the fastball of Yoshi Tateyama's dreams. Yoshi says he used to throw 92 back in the day. 0-2 pitch, pass low and through for a base hit. Mark swipes at the grass as he gets back up. That one just passed him. It's a 3-hit night for Wieters.
And probably not the 0-2 pitch he was trying to throw. It was away from Wieters, but it was up.
So 1 out, 1 on here in the 8th. Derek Lee now representing the potential tying run. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Hit it hard a second time, lining to deep center to Chavez. Last time up he struck out. In the series he's 0 for 7. Just outside at 97. Lee this year 6 homers. Driven in 22. In a contract year. Another Oriole some have speculated might get some deadline attention. Young charges out at second, not quite at first.
Pretty nice try on a slowly hit ball. Nice play by Michael. He's got a good, strong, accurate arm. Gave a good feed. And gave it a shot at first base. And on the slowly hit ball, it's going to be real tough to turn a double play, but they came close.
So the second out of the inning right there. Ahead of the slide by Wieters. And now it'll be Nolan Reimold, who is 2 for 3. An infield hit and a single last time up. Speaking of Yoshi Tateyama, he begins to throw now, the Ranger bullpen. Arthur Rhodes still up. Reimold this year 4 home runs. Has driven in 12. Playing his 24th game. 2 years ago he hit 15 out. Last year very limited by knee issues. Chopper will go foul at 98 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
It's another one of those 98 mile an hour sinkers. You can't go wrong with that pitch. You can put it in play, but it's almost guaranteed to be a ground ball when it's down a little bit below the knees and sinking like that.
Climb the ladder at 99 again. But 2 balls and a strike. Seattle a run in the second at Oakland. A's batting bottom of the second. Felix Hernandez against Trevor Cahill. Tigers Angels scoreless bottom of the second. Verlander and Heron. Lowe does knock that one down, and he will make the play at first base. Close to the hit by Wieters. This one he takes care of. Still 4-2 Rangers. Here's how the Rangers took control of this game. 7th inning. Josh Hamilton, an RBI single in front of Reimold. His throw would hit Elvis Andrus for an error. Elvis would get up and score. And then a double off the wall in left center field off the bat of Adrian Beltre, scoring Hamilton. 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. Hamilton, the unearned run, ruled by Steve Weller. The official score would have been at first if the throw had not gotten away at third base. Jim Johnson in his inning, 3 runs, 2 hits, both walks scored, including the leadoff walk to Torrealba. And now Jason Birkin comes on to work the bottom of the 8th.
Jason Birkin has been struggling a little bit this year with an ERA up around 6. But he does have 27 strikeouts in 26 innings. He's a little bit prone to the home run, though. 6 home runs in 26 innings. Opponents hitting over 300.
Cruz, Napoli, and Torrealba here in the 8th. Rangers looking for insurance. Cruz a 2-hit night. Singled in the first Ranger run of the game. It took until the 6th inning to get it off starter Mitch Atkins, who was really outstanding. Spot start, just called up from Norfolk, AAA. 6 innings, a run on 8 hits, struck out 4, didn't walk a batter. Ranger pitchers have not walked an Oriole tonight. Off the fists, handled behind second by Hardy. So 1 gone to the 8th. And that brings up Mike Napoli, who has grounded into a double play and twice struck out. Birkin, a 27-year-old out of Clemson, former 6th-round draft pick. Looking ahead to the Oriole ninth, they're 9-1-2 hitters due up. That's Andino, Hardy, and Markakis, with Neftali Feliz preparing for the ninth. Strike 1 to Napoli. Matt Harrison started, went 6 innings plus 1 batter. 2 runs, tied a career high with 11 base hits, but scattered most of them. 5 strikeouts, no walks. Solo homers by Hardy in the first, Wieters in the 4th. The only damage. Otherwise, spaced out 9 singles. Hunter an inning, Lowe an inning, allowing only 1 base hit between the 2 of them. So tonight, after a strong, resourceful start by Matt Harrison, the Ranger bullpen doing the job, getting the game in position to have Feliz come in and try and close it off. Win tonight, the Rangers clinch this season series, which ends tomorrow. Last year they lost it 6-4 because of the 4-game sweep here by Baltimore headed into the All-Star break. And a solid shot right at Andino. So Napoli hits it hard for the first time tonight. Into the second out of the 8th inning.
Andino's getting his head out of the way just in case.
Yorvi Torrealba, quiet until he led off the 7th by working a walk. Jim Johnson with a very uncharacteristic lapse in control, walking 2 of the first 4 batters he faced, and they both ended up scoring 2 of the 3 Ranger runs in that inning. In front of that one, 1-1. Angels with a run, bottom of the 2nd. Off of Justin Verlander. Top of the 3rd at Oakland. Seattle won the A's 0. Lifted high toward the corner. Markakis glides over. And it's a 1-2-3 8th inning turned in by Jason Birkin and Dino Hardy. Markakis against Feliz as we look to the 9th.
Two-run lead as we head to the 9th inning. It is 4-2, and I'm John Radigan on the set of Rangers Live, getting ready for the post-game program and bringing you the Nissan pitching matchup for tomorrow's game, the finale of this 3-game set, and it's Jeremy Guthrie against Alexi Ogando. Ogando, who went back to the basics in his last start and was deadly with that slider, looks for his 9th win of the season. Right after the game, it's Rangers Live, a complete post-game wrap-up. We'll bring you all the news from the locker room, the clubhouse. We'll hear from Ron Washington. Mark McLemore will join me. Lots of analysis coming your way as we wrap it up right after this one. Hope the Rangers hold on to this 4-2 lead. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
All right, John. Well, 3 outs away, and Neftali Feliz is on to deal with the 9 1-2 hitters in search of his 17th save.
Well, it's a good opportunity for a save. You've got a 2-run lead, 3 outs to get. It's just a matter of making quality pitches, which he's perfectly capable of doing. They're going to have a pinch hitter here for Andino.
First man he will face will be Blake Davis. Davis the starter last night. 292 in 8 games. He is 7 for 24, no homers and 2 runs batted in. Last night a single and a walk in 3 trips. Struck out his last time up. Looks at a strike to begin things here from Feliz. 5th outing in the last 9 games for Feliz. He has been scored on in just 3 of his last 13, but shelled in those 3 games. Quickly out in front, 0-2.
That's a good one. The fans got a kick out of that. It's 100 miles an hour on the scoreboard. Haven't seen that in a while from Neffy. Nice to see him pop the ball up there. Couldn't have been very pleased with his last outing at this ballpark.
Lifted with Hamilton playing the line, and gets there pretty easily in foul territory. So the pinch hitter Davis disposed of on 3 pitches.
Back-to-back pitches at 100.
Feliz and low play beat the temperature. It was 102 when we started, still showing 94 out there. Low hitting 99 a couple of times. J.J. Hardy homered leading off the game since his twice grounded to short and fly to center. 100 again, just out of the zone. Feliz trying to erase the memory along with the rest of the club from the way that Florida series ended. Take a big step here. Firing strikes with fastballs. $16 saves and 20 opportunities this year. 9th in saves. 4 for 4, 6 career appearances before tonight against the Orioles. And outside there at 99. How big the insurance run to make it a 2-run game in that 3-run Rangers 7th. Matt Harrison, the starter, 6+ innings. Homers by Hardy and Wieters, the only damage among 11 hits. 3-1 to Hardy with Markakis on deck. To right field. Cruz has him played just right. Out number 2.
Well, that's a spot you've got a 3-1 count. You appreciate the hitter swinging at the 3-1 pitch. In a 2-run game, they need a base runner. Got a couple of guys that have the power to hit the ball out of the ballpark. But he makes a good pitch with the 3-1 pitch, and Hardy flies out to right field.
It is up now to Markakis. 2 for 4 tonight. He has hit in 22 of his last 24 games. Since the 1st of June, the hottest hitter in the majors at .419. 25,945 on their feet as Feliz tries to get the last out.
Could have been.
Maybe should have been. Markakis seeing Napoli playing well back at first. See if he shows bunt here again at 1-0. No, he pops it up. Shallow center field for Chavez. And the Rangers take the first 2 games of this 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles 4-2.
A good win for the Rangers. A solid performance from Matt Harrison and nice relief work. 7th, 8th, and 9th. Hunter, Lowe, and Feliz. Rangers didn't walk a batter. They didn't do much against Mitch Atkins, who had a nice start, 1 run in 6 innings. But they had a big 7th inning. They scored 3 runs. They got the benefit of a couple of walks. Big hit by Josh. Big double by Beltre. And a nice win, 4-2.
So, Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. John Radigan coming up after a 4-2 Ranger win.